Yeah, there's that porn star that's living in the Vegas tunnels now. Have you seen her?
No, tell me about that.
I was just because we were looking up people or porn star, homeless in Vegas, Jenna Lee. She's like, I guess people are trying to start a GoFundMe to get her out, but
she's not doing it as like a method actor thing. She's really homeless.
She's really homeless.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, what do you mean? There's people method acting in a tunnel person?
I don't know, like preparing for some role or like making a statement about homelessness or something.
No.
Wow. What is the summer? So it's a bit cooler down there.
When, the summer?
Yeah, like Vegas is super hot.
Oh, yeah.
Tunnels are 15 degrees colder. So, and it's dark. You can chill. No one's going to bother you. Cops aren't going to come through there every day.
Did you see any dead bodies laying around there when you were doing it?
No. It's just people on the cusp of death.
Yikes.
So, you typically go to pretty, like, dangerous, far-out places.
Yeah.
You went to Ukraine.
Mm-hmm. That was a couple years ago.
And it was like at the onset of the Russia-Ukraine war.
Yeah, I think it was like 30 days into it. We were in Lviv, which is in the western part of the state, which is like a way more... It wasn't like the front line, but the air raid siren goes off every, 2 or 3 hours, and people run into bomb shelters. So that was pretty... it was an experience for sure.
And you also had, like to... how do I say this? Like, you like to feature... like controversial, we'll say that.
Definitely.
The controversial people who are super polarizing, or even maybe not polarizing, just overwhelmingly disliked, and then humanize them.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's a good way to put it.
Right. I was gonna say vile people, but that's not nice.
Well, yeah, I mean, like... I see what you're saying.
I was talking to a friend about your Dear Kelly film, and then where does that live?
So Dear Kelly is going to come out on January 6, 2025 on an independent platform. Like right now, it's like basically, I don't know. If you go on IMDb, Letterboxd, they have pretty good reviews for it. Like, because I did a live tour and I went to like 35 cities, did private screenings. But we honestly went on that tour just to see if people liked it. And we would basically show a different cut of the film every single night on tour. So we would like modify, because we had we probably had 500 hours of footage in total that we had to like cut down for the Dear Kelly film. So each individual city we'd go to, we'd show them a special scene, and based upon crowd reaction, we would just cut down and like really get the perfect cut by the end. So the final show in LA was a completely different movie than you would have seen on the first show in Atlanta. So,
and you just have 2 people on your team?
There's me. There's Larry Susan. He's my right-hand man. He's moving here from Vegas in a couple days, so I'm excited about that. And then we have a rotating cast of filmers, editors.
Yeah.
What we actually need is editors, though.
But you have a certain style.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's hard to hire people, dude. But I did the math. Like, I probably filmed only 20 days this year and edited 120 days. So, like, for every hour I spend in the field, I spend 10 hours behind a computer. So my dream is to be in the field all the time and train someone to do our exact style and just have them working out of an office and just drop them hard drives and just be able to keep filming. But right now, no.
Yeah, so you just came from your office to come here, and so are you actually editing?
I edit every single video, basically, yeah.
That's a lot of...
I've tried to get other people to do it, and it's like, I'm always not happy with the result, and, I don't want to, like...
compromise
Or if you teach someone your style to a T, then they're just going to do it for someone else.
Yeah, it's like the Tim and Eric editors. Like, I don't think they can go anywhere else, or you can't bring somebody in to do that. That's interesting.
Just like that, yeah.
So, my friend was at one of your screenings for the Dear Kelly.
You know which city it was?
He's in the New York area.
New York City.
Very possible that it was New York City. And he described that this subject of the documentary is like just his life is effectively like taken over. Like he's just like it all goes down the drain because he's so obsessed with protesting and like the Trump protests and the anti-abortion and this and that, and like he's in debt and his life just kind of falls apart, and there's like some kind of an effort to make an intervention to like get him like off of this whole protesting deal. And there's really glowing praise for this film. So I think people should be excited about Dear Kelly. And in a bigger picture sense, he described the like statistics for the types of people, for example, who are at the January 6th.
Yeah.
You know, and the types of people who subscribe to like the QAnon and the crazy and the like, and how there's an underlying, situation with a lot of these people, that they're in debt, they're despondent, they feel like kind of hopeless, and so like really it's an underlying cause that they've fallen on these hard times and they feel hopeless in life, and so that like it triggers them to just be outraged at anything but their own situation. Is that a fair way to put it?
That's the best way I've ever heard it put, man. It's perfect. I mean, basically, there was these reports that came out when we were looking at the public records of like 195 January 6 defendants, and almost all of them had recently had their homes foreclosed, were in severe debt to a creditor, or in some way were in economic turmoil. And I feel like those insecurities and very real financial stressors that are attached to things like inflation and just global, expropriation of labor and stuff like that, they get convinced that it's because someone else is taking it from them, and that there's a messianic figure like Trump that will, in fact, return that way of life that's been stolen from them. So with Kelly, he had like a perfect life. He had like 4 kids or 3 kids, a wife. He was making $500,000 a year, living in a mansion in Orange County and Laguna Beach. And then he took what he describes as like a faulty loan, basically. So like a 125 loan, to where if you don't pay it back, they're entitled to your assets, like your house and your car. And so basically, he couldn't pay the loan back. The home was seized. And he just, instead of kind of picking up the pieces where he left off and trying to salvage a future for his family, he instead got absorbed into this world of conspiracy politics, where like everything is this grand orchestration by this demonic large force to shit on the little guy and make sure like the tax-paying American patriot is last in line.
Right, and to give context to it too, that happened like in the financial crisis, right? Like, so it was like
2006 to 8.
The person who gave him the loan, the guy who gave him the loan,
it's a private lender,
who he mentions by name, that private lender is now suing me.
Oh,
It's not a bank, it's like a private party.
It's a guy, I don't want to say his name, but he runs a private trust. It's like a family trust where he was, the loans aren't illegal. It's basically just saying, he got a letter in the mail that said, hey, I will give you between $50,000 and $2 million after a 10-minute phone call. No credit check needed, no background check needed. You get the wire today. But if you can't pay it back, we get everything, basically.
It's been a long time since I gave you guys an update about my hot sauce, and I have big news. We are going into grocery stores because we've got a label without the word butthole on it. And I know that might be upsetting to a lot of you, but the butthole version is still available on Amazon. And we have a new flavor, Heavenly Jalapeno, which is ridiculously good. I mean, what can I say? I love my hot sauce, and I love it when you guys support it. So get it on Amazon, stevo.com, and soon enough, in a grocery store near you. Thank you guys. I love you.